And I just got one more thing to say. How about them Cowboys?
What's going on, Cowboy Nation and angry Cowboy fans around the world? You know who it is. It's your boy, the Angry Cowboys fan here on YouTube, the place where y'all can find my raw and uncut emotions about the Dallas Cowboys. 24/7, 365, and as long as I'm alive, y'all know I'm DC for life. And if you're DC for life, why don't you go ahead, hit that subscribe button, ladies and gentlemen. Subscribe to what we do here, because what we do here is represent the Dallas Cowboys with class, with pride, with dignity, 24/7, 365. So if that's what you're into, why don't you go ahead, hit that subscribe button so we can get it out to even more Cowboys fans. With all the talks about the Dallas Cowboys retaining Mike McCarthy for the 2024 season, I came across a segment that really hit the nail on the head when it comes to the 4- and 3-letter networks, as well as some Dallas Cowboys fans when discussing Mike McCarthy or the Dallas Cowboys. So, we're going to get into this real quick because I got a couple clips that I want to show you guys. They're from the Pat McAfee show, and it's a segment between AJ and Pat. So, we're going to go ahead and get into that so I can give y'all my raw and uncut. So, Pat McAfee, take it away.
AJ, massive news yesterday once we got off the air. Mike McCarthy will be retained as the Dallas Cowboys coach. Obviously, you know Big Mike very well. You played for him in Green Bay. You won a Super Bowl under his leadership. What are your thoughts on Big Mike getting an opportunity to go back? And if you got to see any of the press conference, what are your thoughts on his mood right now? Seems like he's pretty
He's
bummed out.
He's still bummed out. He's still a bit numb, as he said. You know,
It's raw.
that's the thing. Big Mike is an emotional guy. Like when he would address the team nights before games, like things, he'll get choked up. Like, you know, this dude cares about his players. He cares about his team. But every offseason now, are we going to have like 3 or 4 coaches where we have to make these huge proclamations that a coach is coming back? Like, what are we doing?
It's our fault. We're part of the problem.
Mm-hmm.
We're part of the problem.
It's just a new. This hasn't happened. That like this seems like at least the most, I guess, egregious like announcements of, hey guys, guess what? We're not firing this dude. We're bringing it back, and then you just open him up to even more criticism. I feel like
It's everywhere. It's our fault. We're part of it. Sports media, daily sports talk, because we have to drive up some conversation. And normally with our particular program, we're like, this team can win a Super Bowl. So then fans' expectations get to the point of that. We're supposed to win a Super Bowl. So when they don't, what happened? I was told this team was supposed to win a Super Bowl. We need to find the person that'll win us a Super Bowl this year, next year, year after.
Right.
And I don't care. The year after that as well. Some teams have done it in the past, have been able to have sustained success at a massive rate quickly. That's what we want. Now, I appreciate fandom. I appreciate optimism. I appreciate that thought. But then social doesn't help either, you know, because on social, these things like the gossip. So whenever you get on the same page as somebody, retweet, repost, yeah, we are supposed to win. Then here's this coach. He would be able to do this, what this guy can't do. And then blah, 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 blah. So it's our fault. It's our fault. But it's because the NFL was more hot, more popular. You know, people are going more fanatic over the NFL than any time in history. So it's a good problem, but it's also a terrible one if you happen to be a Big Mike or a Mike Tomlin or a Nick Sirianni or a Dennis Allen.
He's speaking facts there, Cowboys Nation. It really does seem that former Packers players, they take up for Mike McCarthy. They see what Mike McCarthy's going through, and they have to go to bat for him. And I know what some people are saying. Mike McCarthy had Aaron Rodgers, and they had this same issue. He was also taking massages on company time back then, too. He got pretty complacent with the Packers, but that's neither here nor there. AJ doesn't understand why it's such a big to-do when it comes to the coaches being retained or fired all of a sudden. Keep it a buck. You didn't hear about this back in the day. You were caught off guard when the Dallas Cowboys let go of Jimmy Johnson. Nowadays, it's a talking point for the 4- and 3-letter networks. They put it in the fans' heads. The narrative gets started about week 16. If Mike McCarthy falls short of an NFC championship, then he should be fired. They then broadcast the narrative to the fans, and some fans go with the narrative, and some fans allow their eyes and understanding of the game to dictate their decisions when it comes to their team. I've tried explaining this before, and I feel Pat McAfee did a great job in breaking it down. At the beginning of the season, some of the only ways that we are able to access our team off-season or training camp is through the 4- and 3-letter networks. Fans hear the whispers from training camp that their team may be a top team. They'll go over the roster and start placing a team in expectation mode. They should be the top 5 defense, or this offense has the making to be something great. Some fans believe what they hear from the 4-letter and 3-letter networks. Some rely on their eyes and own understanding of the game. When the season starts, your team has been crowned as the top defensive team before a full game has even been played. The 4- and 3-letter networks have built up your expectations for the team you have barely been able to see off-season and training camp. They have pumped up your expectation level without even seeing the team on the field. Hearing what these networks are telling us, we should be good this year, right? We should be great this year. Then don't let them put the potential playoff team title on your team. Whoo! It gets the fans even more excited. That gets the fans' expectation level super high. That gets you ignoring the blatant issues you see right in front of your eyes during the first loss, then the second loss, then the third loss. You see a pattern. Then your expectations get crushed when your team doesn't meet the expectations set for them at the beginning of the year. He didn't make it to an NFC championship, so let's get rid of him. Let's blow it all up. Let's get someone in here that could get us a championship. You look past one key ingredient: actually making it to the damn playoffs. People act as if the playoffs are supposed to be handed to the Dallas Cowboys. Just because we step on the field, we are automatically set to go to the playoffs. It don't work that way, Cowboys Nation. It don't work that way at all. You have to earn your spot in the playoffs. In the past 3 years, the Dallas Cowboys have earned their spots in the playoffs. Have we done good? No, we haven't. But that's a hump that we have to get over. But all I'm saying is that you have to earn being in the playoffs, and it's not just a given. Anyhow, I don't want to go too far off because I got another clip for y'all. It's a continuation of the Pat McAfee show. It's a continuation of their conversation, so let's get into it, and I'll come back with my raw and uncut. So, angry Cowboys fans, take a listen.
You start fantasizing about what could be, and then whenever it's announced, we're sticking with Big Mike, then everybody's like, this is boring.
Why do they have to give all the reasons why they're sticking with the coach? Like, if I was an owner, I don't feel like I wouldn't feel obligated to lay out a list of why we haven't also, like, talk about. I know, and Diggs has been fighting a good fight, and I agree with Diggs, what he's doing online, fighting with people, saying have a little bit of patience with these guys. But I don't feel like it's your responsibility as an owner, even the GM, to sit there and list out 50 reasons why the coach is staying.
I honestly don't believe that it's anybody's business if the coach is staying or not. That is the business of the Dallas Cowboys. For some reason, Jerry Jones and the Dallas Cowboys feel that it is important to get that information out there. I believe that it was important to get the information out there for the fans as far as Mike McCarthy is staying. If you don't like it, go switch to another team. Point blank, period. But the one thing that I don't get, see, I'm my own type of Dallas Cowboy fan. I'm not the type to fold my arms and get mad when something that is out of my control happens. That's a losing battle before you even start the fight. I can't help that Mike McCarthy was retained. I can't help that Jerry fired Jimmy Johnson. I can't help that Jerry didn't act on the trade deadline. I see different Dallas Cowboys fans acting as if their anger is going to somehow sway Jerry Jones' mind. Screw it. I'm not going to buy any merch from them until they do what I say. But then you go and watch the games that are aired. Jerry Jones is still gonna get his money if you don't buy a jersey or if you don't go to the game. He's still gonna get his money, Cowboys Nation. So all this not buying merchandise, it's really all for naught if you think about it. This has been your boy, the Angry Cowboys fan. What do you guys feel about what I had to say about Pat McAfee and AJ? Do you feel that those guys were correct in their assessment? Y'all let me know in the comments section. Remember, classy Cowboys conversation. If you're new to the channel and you're digging the content, won't you go ahead and hit that subscribe button, ladies and gentlemen. Hit the bell so you can stay up to date with the Angry Cowboys fan whenever I go live or whenever I release a video. Ladies and gentlemen, there was one word that was said through this whole thing, and it was a constant. It's called expectations. Where are your expectations for the Cowboys for the 2024 season? Let me know in the comment section. But until then, this has been your boy, the Angry Cowboys fan, and I'm out.